God gave me his call. He heard my cry. Okay?
Okay. Hi.
God heard my cry. God heard my cry. Silly me. To really believe that I was forsaken, when the word clearly decrees that God would never leave nor forsake me. See, I am a child of God. So I cry, Abba, Father, so honored to be his daughter. Vow never to serve another or put anyone before him, because he's the only king. Yahshua Messiah, you're my Savior. The one and true living God, Elohim, my creator. The anointed one, I'm the one you died for, just to save a wretch like me. And even when I was a great ways off, God, it was me you still seen and heard my cry. God, you still heard my cry. El Shaddai Almighty, you reached down your mighty hand and pulled me out of the darkness, even though my flesh caused me to resist my calling, so I just kept falling. My sins was on repeat, but you're married to the backslider, so I've always been your wife. No matter what the Pharisees and the Sadducees of today say, you know the naysayers, waiting to see what they can't believe. Well, I'm here to proclaim that God heard me. A sinner's prayer made it to heaven. Thank God for Jesus' intercession, because I'm able to stand here today and say I am free. The Son set me free, so I'm free indeed. Even though my prayers didn't match my actions, and my actions didn't match my heart. See, God knew me before the start, and they say the end of a thing is better than its beginning. So the finishing product of me is going to be something serious. Snow white, no blemishes. Picture me in heaven at my master's feet, crying, holy, holy, holy. All because he heard my cry. All because he heard my cry. See, I'm righteous by faith. So now my prayers avail of much, as I pray for the little ones and the lost ones and such, as I pray for the ones that are where I used to be. See, because now I understand that God understands me and loves me unconditionally. So I'm no longer bound by law. I'm not bound by your man-made rules to appease your man-made thoughts or to substitute your lack of faith. You want to see my works. But God deems me righteous. So I'm saved whether I decide to wear jeans or a skirt. I'm saved whether I decide to sing or dance. I'm saved whether I decide to worship the way you so-called taught me. And you can call me Jesus' twin because I'm Christ-like, just like him. See, that's what it means to be a Christian. And I'm not really caught up in titles. But since you're insisting, I prefer you call me a child of God, because that is the title that gets the utmost respect, to be an ambassador for my Father, preaching the gospel of peace. And I'm so glad he heard me, because if he didn't hear me, where would I be? The girl delivered from promiscuity is the same girl delivered from insecurities, and the same girl delivered from past pain and past hurt, filled with fear, delivered from that too. It's the same girl standing in front of you. As a woman of God, able to say, God heard my cry that day. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe it sounded a little something like this. God, if you deliver me today. I'll give up my life of sin and my boyfriend too. I'll give up the cussing and the fussing, the smoking and the drinking and the clubbing and the fornication, just to obtain the true salvation. And that day I was acquainted with El Shaddai Almighty, because everything just fell up off me. That was a year ago. I'm still able to stand and testify that God heard my cry. And see, he's not a respecter of persons. So if he heard my cry, he heard yours too. But it's up for you to choose. Choose life or death, but I tell you to choose life. I tell you to choose Jesus. I tell you to choose Jesus over the fussing. I tell you to choose Jesus over the cussing. I tell you to choose Jesus over the smoking and the drinking and the clubbing. I tell you to choose Jesus over your boyfriend and your girlfriend too. You know the fornication. Yeah. See, I tell you to choose Jesus because he's the way, the truth, and the life. And he's already heard your cry. If you just believe and answer his call, you will see he's already heard your cry, just like he heard me.
Right.